Ladies and gentlemen, children of all ages, welcome to another Mists of Pandaria Beta preview for the World of Warcraft newest expansion. Today we're going to be having a look at heroic Scarlet Monastery, and the first boss we're going to be having a look at here is Thrallus the Soul Render. His major ability you will encounter first is Raise Fallen Crusader, where he will rise Fallen Crusaders every 1 second for 5 seconds. Now the trick to these is that once they are killed, their bodies will remain behind for a later ability. They also have Mind Rot. Every time they inflict a melee attack, they can inflict their target with Mind Rot, inflicting 1k shadow damage every 2 seconds for 6 seconds, and this effect can stack. He also has Spirit Gale, which is interruptible. He will launch a spirit at the location of his current target, and when the spirit reaches the target, a Spirit Gale forms. The Gale immediately inflicts 40k shadow damage to players within 2 yards, and then inflicts 15k additional shadow damage every 1 second to enemies standing inside the effect. He also has Evict Soul, which is a magic debuff he puts on random players. He will rip the soul from a random player, inflicting 30k shadow damage every 3 seconds for 6 seconds. Every time Evict Soul inflicts damage, it creates an evicted soul of the target, and the evicted soul will attack the closest friend of the target. Once it attacks, it inflicts 15k shadow damage to enemies within 6 yards of his target. The last ability is Summon Empowered Spirit. Now the Empowering Spirit will walk slowly to the closest fallen Crusader and create an Empowered Zombie. Now the Empowered Zombie cannot be killed because it has too much health, it's just simply more damage on the tank. Also, as a side note, be sure to clear trash before you actually pull the boss. Next boss up is Brother Kolov. Yeah, we'll go with Kolov. The first major ability is Blazing Fists. He will unleash a flurry of fiery blows, inflicting 40% of his normal melee damage as fire damage to targets in front of him every 1 second for 6 seconds. He also has Firestorm Kick. He will fly towards a random player and perform a Firestorm Kick, inflicting 35k fire damage to all players within 7 yards. Whenever Brother Kolov loses 10% of his total health, he will receive Rising Flame. Rising Flame will burn within him, and he inflicts 10% additional fire damage for every 10% of his maximum health he loses, and this stacks until he dies. At 50% remaining health, Brother Kolov will gain Scorched Earth. Scorched Earth leaves a trail of fire as he moves, and inflicts 30k fire damage every 1 second. Not much more to that fight than that, other than, you know, try not to pull the trash like I did. Last boss in the Scarlet Monastery is High Inquisitor Whitemane and Commander Durand, and the first boss you're going to be facing is Commander Durand. He only has 2 abilities and they're not really that interesting. First off, he has Flash of Steel, where he will shift around the battlefield, attacking random players and inflicting 25k physical damage every time he strikes, and be invulnerable for the time doing this. The second ability is Dashing Strike, where he will quickly dash through his enemies to a location, inflicting 30k physical damage to every enemy in his path. As we most all remember, this is not the hard part of the fight. The interesting part of the fight comes from the second phase. This fight works very similar to the original fight in Scarlet Monastery and Scarlet Cathedral. Once Commander Duran has been defeated, High Inquisitor Whitemane will emerge from the chambers behind. At around 50% health, she will resurrect Commander Duran, but on Heroic this time around, she will also mass res any fallen Scarlet Judgicators within 100 yards to come to her aid. This is a separate ability though, and it is interruptible. And it is also very deadly. It is not in the beta right now, so we can't really judge it. Other than that, she has Power Word Shield, which is dispellable by Purge and Tranquilizing Shot, Holy Smite, which is her main damage ability, and Heal, which heals. All of these spells are interruptible. At the moment in the beta, she's actually kind of bugged, and we didn't actually see Commander Duran being rest here. She also didn't drop any loot. Anyways guys, that has been it for me for this preview, and I would like to say that there is another coming up preview on several of the hunter specific abilities, so stay tuned if you're a hunter, you want to know what all the abilities are if you don't have had the chance to check the beta yet. My name's Relaxation, thank you very much for watching, please feel free to thumbs up, subscribe, favorite and share this video with your friends, and I'll see you in the mists.